What's up, family? It's day 25. We got 5 days left. Now, after the next 5 days, I'm planning to go back and do the days that I missed. Okay, so today we're looking at Proverbs 25. We're going to be in verse 14. It says, a person who promises a gift but doesn't give it is like clouds and wind that bring no rain. So today I'm talking about keeping your vows. You know what's interesting? When people hear the phrase, keep your vows, or if someone say, hey, you broke your vows to me, we typically think they're talking about infidelity. But the reality is we break our marriage vows almost every day. Now, I know some people wrote their own vows, right? And some people recited traditional vows, but regardless of the exact vows, the exact words that you use, in some form or fashion, you vowed to love and to cherish. That is the vow that is broken most frequently in marriage, right? You stood before God and witnesses, and you made promises to each other. And watch this, when you made those promises, here's what you didn't say. I promise to love and cherish if you do. That's not what you said. Based on the work that I do for the last 12 years, I think most people meant I'll do it if you do it. Now, nobody says that, but based on the work that I do, folk come into my office and the way they're loving each other, you probably meant I'll love and cherish you if you love and cherish me. Problem is your spouse didn't know that's what you meant. And you didn't know that's what they meant because they probably meant the same thing. Now, it's not until your spouse starts to treat you in a certain way that you realize, oh, I was assuming I only have to do this if they do it back to me, right? The reality is, regardless of what you meant, you made a promise to love and cherish your spouse. Question: when was the last time you paused, thought of your partner, and then said, oh, I cherish them so much? Or maybe cherish is too hard for you to pull up, right? Maybe cherish. When was the last time that you genuinely loved on your partner when they were acting unlovable? In other words, how often do you break your promise to love your partner? And so we're clear, I'm not talking about romance when I say love your partner. I'm talking about service. I'm talking about how often do you wash your partner's feet, metaphorically, right? How often do you wash your partner's feet metaphorically when they don't deserve it? The way Jesus washed Peter's feet. Feet washing, just so you know, represents serving in humility. What does your partner have to do? Who do they need to be in order for you to serve them like that? And if you have an answer to that question that I just asked, then you're probably not keeping your vows. You're probably not keeping your vows. Solomon said, don't promise a gift and then not give it. I'm telling you, give the love that you promised. You didn't promise it to be conditional, so stop giving it conditionally. When you promise to love, you also promise to forgive. You also promise to sacrifice, to be patient. You're also promising to speak the truth in love. You're promising to, matter of fact, let's do this. So I understand that you made a promise with your mouth that you had no idea that your heart couldn't keep. You need to let God heal your injured heart. Okay? Now, I know a lot of people may think more highly of themselves than they ought to, right? Some of you are thinking, oh no, I love my spouse. I don't have no issues in that area. Okay. So how about we take this simple test to examine how well you've been keeping your promise to love? Can we do that? Okay, so here's what I want you to do. Go to 1 Corinthians 13. All right, I'm going to put it on the screen. 1 Corinthians 13, starting at verse 4. Here's what it says. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no records of wrong. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices in the truth. Love always protects, it always trusts, always hopes, and it never gives up. That's what the scripture says. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to insert yourself into the text. Now, normally, that would be a bad thing, right? Inserting yourself into the text. We call that eisegesis, right? We don't want to do that. But in this case, I want you to put yourself in the text, right? I want you to read these 4 verses as if you were talking about yourself. And as you read it, ask yourself, is this me? And if it's not you, the areas where you can't say that's true for me, then I want you to work on that. For example, Clifton is patient. Clifton is kind. And then I'd pause and I say, okay, is Clifton patient? Yes, he's patient. Is Clifton kind? Yeah. And then you keep going. He doesn't envy. He doesn't boast. He's not prideful. He doesn't dishonor others. He is not self-seeking. He is not easily angered. He keeps no records of wrong, meaning he don't hold grudges. Clifton does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. Clifton always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and he never gives up. Now, as you examine your heart, ask yourself, am I acting like the clouds in the wind and I'm bringing no rain? Because a person who promises a gift but doesn't give it is like clouds and wind that bring no rain. Make sure you like and share, and then join me tomorrow for day 26.